Yeah. So I'm gonna drop the world's hottest take on you right now because you probably didn't see this coming from me. I'm fine with this casting for this young lady, right? I'm fine with it, not even because it's a realistic representation of London's population present day. I'm fine with it because of somebody that's read the book, right? You got all the right in the world to be upset about the Snape casting. That flies in direct opposition to how the character is physically described, how it actually plays into his perception as like the bad guy character and being sickly and like the evil looking guy. He's supposed to be pale. Like it's how that works, right? Hermione's description, to the best of my knowledge, and some rudimentary, follow up crash course today, just to reflect, since it's been about 5 years since I went back and read Sorcerer's Stone. Um, she's only ever physically described as having buck teeth and bushy hair. Her skin color is never mentioned, not in the way that Harry's, lightning bolt scars mentioned, or that we know the Weasley family are famously gingers. Like those are traits that are built in. We know what Hagrid looks like, traits that are built in to his description every time he's on the page. Hermione, though, nope, not so much. So I don't really care that they went with somebody that's not white because the character in the book wasn't described that way. And just because people like whichever Emma that is that Stone or Roberts? I always mix them
That's
up.
Emma Watson.
Watson. There was a third. There was the third Emma. Thank you. Right. So just because she had the first crack at the visual medium doesn't mean that's how the character must be portrayed, especially if it was left ambiguous in, as we're always talking about, source material.
Yeah.
So I think people got to pump the brakes on this little girl. I really think you do. This isn't a swap in the same way you can righteously be pissed that they hired the guy they did for Snape. Like that's cause for some concern, especially like you mentioned earlier when they were talking about selling you a bill of goods that included, story accurate depictions of these novels that people have loved for like going on 25, 30 years now.
And that's the whole thing with my tag that you see is like, what's with all this hate mail?